I think that when this topic was brought to my knowledge, I began to do some back-end research to see the extent of penetration that we have in Nigeria. And from what I can see, take for instance, TikTok, we're now at a point where we're doing 44.6 million. Facebook, I think we're doing 23.84 million. X, they say 5.75 million. And the numbers began to be so huge that I feel that we're not paying enough attention to the morphing of human existence from how we knew it to how it is now and how it will be in the future. Whereas we have assumed that we can just talk about it in not a serious and deliberate manner of social media, cybercrime, some guy taking money, occasional blackmail and all that. The reality of the matter is that exponential 4.0, the movement of humanity from the Stone Age to the technology age, to the age of artificial intelligence, tells us that a different ecosystem of how humanity will proceed is now on social media. Now, for an African country like ours, who didn't do so well with the agrarian revolution, we didn't really do too well with the industrial revolution, and we are not even taking into cognizance the reality of what the life of our children and grandchildren will mean, given that they're going to literally be looking at one small box and all of their life will be happening there. I think we need to, first of all, tell ourselves that this is a very serious reality that we're not paying enough attention to, for a start. The second thing is that I'm trying to ask myself, what differentiates peoples from themselves, if not their culture? It's beginning to resemble the fact that we're even getting dissolved from our own cultural standpoint of how we see ourselves as African, outside, whatever you want to call yourself, and the rest of the world. Because the world has become so flat now. An event takes place in Maiduguri, the entire world is going to see it within a second. That also means that younger elements within our society are consuming cultural manipulative material that is dematerializing them from what they used to be or how we think we're even training our children to the reality of the world that is taking place in their mind and which will eventually be the basis by which they're going to live their life. So that I don't take all the time, what do we need to do? Yes, our cyber protection laws that we signed in 2015 is barely scratching the surface. Our deliberate application of consequence, let me repeat, our deliberate application of consequence, which has preserved humans. You don't just get up in the morning and just start killing people here because there's a deliberate expectation that you know that someone's going to ask you what is the problem. We're not being deliberate enough in profiling, in combing, in looking at what's going on in social media with the intention of quickly stopping them before it becomes late. And one of the areas where you will see it most painful with potential serious consequences in this country is with bigotry and tribal hates. Until social media came, yes, there's always some small rivalries between the tribes. But now that we're living it in technicolor, in real reality, it's scary, and we're not doing anything about it. Massive orientation will be required, deliberate consequences and punishment will be required, a reorientation and a redetermination of what exactly makes us Africans, so that we don't get dissolved into, if you like, for want of a better excuse, a world where there's no longer gender. There's no man, there's no woman, there's he for she. There are no barrier lines that separates what is sexual orientation. We are in trouble. And I want to thank the organizers for bringing us an opportunity to start this conversation, because this is a conversation that is due if we're to preserve ourselves today and for the future.
Thank you very much.